Hello, everyone. Welcome to Getting Started with Serverless Applications on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. My name is Sachin Pikle, and with me I have Angus Miles and Mark Mundy. Today's agenda, we have a hands-on lab, but before we jump into the hands-on lab, we'll give you an overview and a demo of serverless in Oracle Cloud. So what is serverless? You don't have to think about infrastructure. You are not responsible for turning infrastructure on or off, scaling infrastructure up or down, monitoring infrastructure. In short, you focus on your code and let the platform take care of everything else. This is also known as functions as a service. So what is Oracle Functions? In the Oracle Cloud, we have a functions as a service offering, which is fully integrated with the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. Functions is container native. Functions are deployed as container images and then run as Docker containers. Functions is based on an open source project called FN project, and it's completely secure with the OCI networking, identity, and compartment structure. What are the benefits? With any serverless platform, you would pay only for the actual execution time. You don't pay anything if your functions are not running. The platform is fully autonomous, so you don't worry about provisioning, managing servers, and the platform will take care of auto-scaling your functions. There are a number of event triggers in Oracle Cloud, which will run your functions automatically for you. So how does the whole thing work? We give you a CLI, you write your function code, you test it, you run the FN build and FN deploy. That will convert your code into a Docker image and push it to the registry. Then we allow you to set a bunch of optional function triggers. These are rules that you define based on which your function needs to execute. When those conditions are satisfied, that is when the code will run. And as a customer, you only pay for the actual code execution. How does the pricing work? There are two dimensions. One is the number of function requests or number of requests made to your function and the amount of memory that is used when the function is actually running. So we have a healthy free tier. The first 2 million requests every month are free, and an additional 400,000 gigabyte seconds per month are also free. And once you cross the free threshold, you can see the charge beyond the free threshold. Our number of invocations are twice the number of invocations available in AWS Lambda, and we are 50% cheaper than AWS. So moving on to the languages that we support, we have rich support for Python, Java, Go, Node, and Ruby. In addition to that, we let you customize the Docker file. We let you bring your own Docker file. You can also use Micronaut serverless framework. You can also use Graal native images to reduce the size of the image and the memory for your functions. So what are the various ways in which you can trigger functions today? We have a number of services in OCI that can trigger your functions. The event service, notifications, API gateway, service connector, which supports logs and streams, Oracle Integration Cloud, and you can, of course, use the CLI SDK. Once you trigger your function, the service will pull the Docker image from the OCI registry. In your functions, you can grant your functions access to use any of the OCI services. Your function can read from object storage and write to an autonomous database, for instance. And you can, while the function's executing, you can send logs, metrics, and traces to OCI monitoring, logging, and APM service, respectively. So what are the common customer use cases for serverless and functions? If you have to describe the use case in one sentence, it would be you can trigger code in response to any event. And the common use cases that people run in the Oracle Cloud are event-driven governance, which means you may have audit logs and flow logs. And on those audit events or networking events, you may want to take some action. The action could be as simple as routing those logs from Oracle Cloud into your preferred security incident management system like Splunk. You can also expose your functions as REST API endpoints for various devices like web and mobile backends to consume. You can use functions for real-time file and stream processing. So like you may have an image file coming into object storage, and you may want to read the image file, convert that image into a thumbnail or images of different sizes, etc. Similarly, you can use it for machine learning and DevOps use cases as well. Moving on to the next one, let's jump into the demo. For this, I'll hand over to Angus Miles. Over to you, Angus.